Welcome to Pen, Hook, and Needles Podcast, episode 67.
So we changed the song up.
What's that?
It's not important. There, it's
Funny little sidebar.
Anyhow, so you can guess this theme song too. In the upcoming thread. I promise that after today, I should attempt to catch up on the Ravelry thread.
Promises.
I'm sorry, I am a bad podcaster.
Very bad.
Very
bad.
Mea culpa, mea maxima culpa.
No.
It's not my fault.
It's all your fault, but nobody's going to forgive you. They're all going to make you sit in the punishment corner forever.
Can I bring my knitting in the punishment corner?
That would be a punishment, would it?
I could go for some knitting in the punishment corner. Okay, my name is Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy on Ravelry, Plurk, Instagram, and just about everywhere else.
I'm Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico on Plurk, on Ravelry, on Fitbit.
I'm on Fitbit as well.
Instagram. And
I'm a bad Fitbitter, though.
Yeah, I'm not really good at Fitbitting either. I'm also known as Shadowlight on my writer sites, or Shadowlight1, or just by Marlisha. Welcome, everybody. Grab a tea or a coffee or a cold drink or whatever it is you'd like to have to share with us. And not your drink with us, but share the time.
Well, maybe they have something to drink that's yummy.
Virtual. I give it to you, 3D.
This is not a commercial.
Thai tea. Okay, anyway.
Now a word from your sponsor.
That is not our sponsor. We don't have any sponsors. Now you're advocating lung cancer? You're a nurse? She's drumming up business.
Lucky tastes better, smooth and fresher. I don't remember. I haven't watched
anyway,
what's it called in a while.
Yes.
What's the show?
It's an old show. Lucky Stripes is a cigarette commercial, and it's is it Jack Benny?
Yes,
Jack Benny
it's
show?
a Jack Benny show.
We have a lot of old comedies and dramas.
Because all I'm seeing is Humphrey Bogart in my head. Lucky, and he's like, it's like, oh my gosh, Humphrey Bogart. Okay, anyway, that's not why you're here. I am currently on my vacation. I've been on vacation since Friday, so I'm on a normal people's schedule. I feel like my hair is like doing a flippy thing. Oh well. I'm on a normal person schedule, and I take a swig of Pure Leaf, not of Jack Daniels.
She's hiding it.
Hiding it, precious. Oh, Benny.
Yes, Benny. Hi, Benny.
Benning is a non-knitting friend who watched our podcast. He's a writing friend. And he told us that we weren't looking at the camera. So we are trying to rectify that.
Yes, there's a camera. We can see it. I feel really weird talking to a camera. So, anyway.
Well, I'm just talking to you across the way, so it's a little less.
Well, that's what I'm looking at. That's what I was doing before, so I don't understand what he was talking about.
So the problem is the camera was off to this side before,
right,
so when you were looking at me, you were looking a little off to the side. Exactly. Now that the camera's right in the center, we're kind of looking more at the camera.
So we're trying, Benny. Let us know what you think.
So anyway, as I was saying, I'm on a normal person schedule right now, which is really weird for my body because I'm not used to getting up when the sun is still not been up very long. 7:30 is really early to get up. 7:20, it's crazy. That's usually when I go to bed. So
we all have our difficulties.
It's very difficult. I hope that you people appreciate it.
Us people?
Yes.
We people? Seems to me you're the one who wants to come with us.
You people. You people.
Stop poking. I do not wish to be poked.
Anyway. But let us go to the format that we are still not used to. Check us out on Plurk, Ravelry. Besides our personal, besides looking up Franciscan Gypsy and Lady Fernico, also you could look up the podcast group, which is Pen, Hook, and Needles.
Yep.
feel free to join. Like I said, I need to catch up, but I think Mom's mostly caught up.
I was. I don't know if I still am.
Mom's a better person than I am, but we have already established this long ago. The podcast is also up on Blip, Blogger, WordPress, YouTube, and
Facebook.
Mm-hmm. So look for us there.
Come visit. Join the group if you haven't already. We like you. We like everybody to.
We embed the podcast in the group, so you can watch the podcast on the podcast group and then interact with us in the thread underneath. So.
And we're fun. We don't bite, really.
I do.
If we do, we have our rabies shots.
I bite. My friend Ela's at school. She used to randomly just go.
I remember. Yes.
It was the weirdest, most random thing. We would just be talking, and she'd totally like take a bite out of our shoulder.
She thought you were an apple.
I don't know what. Pika before pregnancy.
James
many
probably
years
of that.
Yeah, I don't see James accepting bites on the shoulder. Anyway, Podiversary Cow.
Yes. Oh wait, no. First, welcomes.
And this is our publicity section.
Yes, we want to welcome everybody back, as we already did. We're glad to have you. If you're part of the group, we're glad that you're there. If you're not, well, feel free to check us out and maybe decide to join us. We'd love to have you. We do have a new member. Her name is, I'm not sure if it's Callie or Kaylee. Her Ravelry name, Caillie, Kaylee, who is Amy. Welcome, Amy. We're glad to have you. Can't wait to see your works in progresses and your FOs. Just put them in the show off thread or where, join us. We're glad you're with us. And she was looking forward to seeing the first podcast. Apparently she hasn't seen a podcast yet.
Oh.
So that's really cool. Now on to the cow. We had an interesting situation. Not everybody who bought the yarn, thank you very much for participating, helping us celebrate everyone who bought the yarn, but not all of you participated in the cow. So we had 4 people participate. So each one of you, we're going to give you each one $7 or less pattern on Ravelry for helping us celebrate the Podiversary. So each one of you can pick a Ravelry pattern, $7 or less, and we will give you the names. Tell you have the names.
Oh, sorry, I got distracted. So the participants are Katie May 1229. So hey, Katie.
Yay.
Rouse Girl, who's Melissa, and she posted several times, so she had increased her chances at winning.
Yes, she did.
Scars, etc., who is Nicole, and we will see you hopefully next week.
Yes.
And Jeanette 93, who is, I'm assuming, Jeanette.
Now, each one of you contact, well, let me see if I can phrase it so you're not really confused. Contact either Talia or myself about which pattern you want, and we will gift it to you.
Did you say the amount? I wasn't paying attention
to you earlier. Yes, a $7 or less Ravelry pattern. I'm
tinking on the air.
Yes. Just let us know which pattern you want that's $7 or less, and we will gift it to you. We will probably not be able to give it to you until we get back from retreat sometime early next week. But
speaking of just random, this is kind of Nicole's fault. Actually, it is all Nicole's fault.
All Nicole's fault.
Tin Can Knits is having a buy one get one pattern free starting Thursday the 19th. Oh, and Ploverbird is having a sale. What? Ploverbird's having a sale. Didn't you remember that? Not the 19th. It's when we're at retreat.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So it's coming up pretty soon. Keep your eyes open for a Ploverbird sale at a Tin Can Knits. Buy one get one free. Yeah. That one I know starts on the 19th, and it's all Nicole's fault because I didn't know about it until she said it, and I'm totally gonna get my buy one get one free.
I thought Ploverbird's thing was on the 21st.
That's her update.
That's her update.
That's what I mean. It's not a sale. It's an update. I'm a dork.
Yeah, and which is well worth going to look at. I'm waiting for it. Unfortunately, it comes during our retreat, and I don't know if I'll have access to look at it. But we'll see.
I'll have access. I'll just write her a note. Go, hey, could you send that a little late? Take your time sending it.
Yeah, so it's not going to come while we're unavailable. But anyway, Boy, how did it slip into enabling?
Because
So
I's awesome that way.
let us repeat who the winners are. Jeanette.
Who is Jeanette 93.
Jeanette 93. Scarf, etc., who's Nicole. Katie May, who is Katie. And
Rouse
Girl, who is Melissa. So please contact us sooner rather than later, so we know that you won, and we'll link you in the show notes. You'll earburn you in the show notes, so you'll also get an idea of the fact that we're talking about you and you won something, so we can know what you want, even if we can't get it to you until after we come back from retreat. Okay.
So,
moving on.
Since I am...
Oh, the toy along.
Okay, good. You talk about that while I'm still thinking.
Okay, the toy along will begin in October, on October 1st, and will go till December 31st. There will be prizes to be determined. Last year we had a really good turnout for the toy along, and I hope that we can do even better this year. The toys this year, as long as they were not started before January 1st, so anything started January 1st of 2013 or afterward, if they're not finished yet, they can be entered into the toy along if you finish them by December 31st.
So it can be a new toy
or an old one, as long as it was started by January 1st, 2013. So it has to be a 2013 project, okay? And it has to be finished by December 31st of 2013. The toys can go wherever you want them. They can be gifts. They can be, you can keep them. They can be for Toys for Tots. They can go to shelters. Whatever you want to do with them. Just
please don't make them voodoo dolls and
no voodoo dolls. This is Christmas, not Halloween. Okay, Christmas.
Yes, Halloween would have just finished.
Yes. So
unless it's like a Voodoo You Love Me, which was cute.
Yeah, that was cute. But please do feel free to join us. We'd love to see all the different toys. I think on this one we should have a chatter thread though, because we'll figure that out when we get to it.
Okay, I did that right.
We'll figure that out when we get to it.
I tinked back for nothing. I didn't really need to tink back.
Just mark your calendars, October 1st to December 31st. We'd love to have you join us. If you are involved with other toy-alongs like Stockinette Zombies, or I think it's, I forget her name.
Although we have to verify it's Stockinette Zombies as well.
Well, no, only on our side.
Right, we don't know.
I'm not talking about their side. You'd have to ask them if it can go, if ours can double in theirs.
Right.
Theirs can double in ours. If you're working on a Stockinette Zombie stuffed animal toy, it can be in ours. Whether or not ours is eligible to be in theirs, you have to ask them. I think that
because theirs is a lot more specific than ours. Theirs is fingering, weight.
Is it?
Yes, they were just discussing it in the last podcast.
Okay.
Theirs has to be, and theirs is only for October. It's fingering, weight, yarn for toys. It's like the mini toys, mini mochi kind of thing, because Amy got a pattern gifted to her. It was like the little mini mochi thing. So it's like little things you can finish quickly. Is the idea of hers or theirs.
Right. So in any event, that's coming up in the near future, the very near future. So think about what you want to do. Can't wait to see your toys this year.
Indeed.
Okay, moving along.
Yes, that would be whips. How many whips do you have?
I have 2.
Okay, then you go first.
All right.
This is going to be a bit pathetic in the whip area.
Yeah, the whip department is really pathetic. I actually had to chain up both my projects just before we started the podcast.
Not that we don't have whips. I mean, I have whips.
Yeah.
I just haven't been working on them.
Oh, I have plenty of whips. I wanted to start some things that I wanted to bring with me on the retreat, and I could have taken out my Sedna, but I didn't want to. Okay, so
don't want to, don't have
to. Don't have to. I'm Marlacia. Anyway, I have already done this once before. Michelle from the 3 Stitches podcast group gifted me this pattern last year.
And I love this pattern. I borrowed her Plumeria frill and wore it to church the other day.
I'm making another one.
I love it so much.
I am making another one.
There's no knitted version though. Yes, I can crochet, but I prefer not to.
This is I just started this. I'm using a G hook, and this is the Knit Picks colorway. Oh, I lost my ball band.
Good job.
I knew I would have wanted it. Oh well. you can get the idea of the colorway. It came in a 3-pack last Christmas with the blue and the green. It's a fingering weight, sock weight, knit picks.
You're going to want to bring it up
I think
close.
it's a stroll tonal 3-pack.
And you're right, it's almost more purple.
It's almost more purple, but there is a lot of red in it. I'm calling it Days of Wine and Roses. And yeah, I've got 1 row. So that's my first whip. It was a little fiddly because I used I think an eye hook to do my
Like it
chain.
matches.
Yeah,
For now.
So that's my first whip. I haven't done a whole lot on it. I'm just starting it, and I may pull out the whole first row because I miscounted, or I may just go with it.
It'll make for an easy car project.
It'll be nice when I'm sitting in the hotel room or in the car or whatever, and my husband, even though it's a retreat, he likes to watch television in the evening, so, because he's not going on retreat, I am, and Talia is. So it'll make nice, easy knitting while I'm sitting there next to him.
Except it's not knitting.
Crocheting, whatever it is.
I mean, it'd be very hard for crochet projects to become easy knitting. I'd really like to see how that works.
You have no faith or imagination.
Boing.
What's your whip?
Boing. Well, this is a pot anniversary sweater, which you've seen 20 million different times. You also just saw me tink back my progress to find out I didn't need to tink back my progress.
She's so special. Special.
What's special?
Something's in my tea. Tea. Tea.
There's something wrong with your brain. Okay.
I'm very tired. I had a hard time getting to sleep last night.
So this is a pot anniversary sweater. It's the Sugar Maple pattern by Karina Spencer. I did not finish in time for a cow, but I finished my other one in time for the cow, so I'm good.
You didn't have to finish it with a cow.
Right, you're correct. So, it's by Karina Spencer. It's the KR Dyeworks Ultramarino 3-ply sock in the Panhook and Needles colorway. And this pattern was gifted to me by Cappy913, Kathy of the Knit Nerd podcast. And I've only worked about 1.5 rows this week, plus the tinking back. I worked most of it while I was at the church listening to the sermon. So, it's a good way. Yeah, it's okay. Good way to stay.
Oh, did you start with the?
I started with the red.
Yeah, okay.
See, here's my
Yeah.
starting point.
Yeah. Well, here's
This is the one where I cast on not quite enough stitches, and when I got to the point where I realized there wasn't enough stitches while I was doing the first row, I was like, oh, okay, and I went ahead and I took my extra yarn and cast on with that a couple more extra. I did the it's not provisional cast on, but it's another kind of cast on where you can just use the yarn you're already using and cast on stitches. Just because I didn't feel like going back, so I just made it while it's going around. So there it is. It's got 3 colors so far: red, the lighter purple, and the darker purple. There's very little difference between the 2 purples. I hope I'll be getting to some blue soon. Oh, look where I am.
Yeah, you should.
Look, you guys. Oh, there's still some purple,
still purple.
But look, it's coming out. It's starting to change. See, it's a little bit. It's almost there.
It's metamorphosizing.
It's almost there.
It's metamorphosizing.
I'm really looking forward to getting something not purple.
We're not big purple people eaters.
One-eyed, one-horn, flying purple people eaters. One-eyed, one-horn, flying purple people eaters. We like short shorts, flying purple people eaters.
Sorry.
And now every time I see Rawhide and see Pete, the actor who plays the scout in Rawhide, that was a song that he sang, which I would have never guessed it, but that was his only hit.
Yeah, he left Rawhide for that.
Yes, he left Rawhide for Purple People Eaters. Mm-hmm. Go figure.
Anyway,
he should have stuck with
Rawhide.
With Rawhide.
Okay.
Anyhow,
are you finished with that?
Yeah. Did you say with the needles are size 3.
Okay.
I never wrote down on my show notes. I just happen to know what size the needles are.
All right. The second whip I have is another new one, and I'm doing the Crochet Basics Beanie by Lisa Van Clavern. I'm working it for the Click for Babies, which is another very important it's not a fundraiser. It's hats are being made. I think it's
Donation.
was it Anna Loves Sheep's group? I forget what her
A
group's
couple of
name is.
different people are doing it.
Well, I know Anna Loves Sheep's. I think that's her Rav name. I don't remember what her group is. Lady something, and I'm sorry, Anna. I forgot to write it down. And but anyway,
I don't know it. So
it's
is it the same one that's doing it with the Three Stitches is giving theirs to?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I don't think so. I don't know for sure. But anyway, we have it in a thread in our Ravelry group that has the links and everything.
I haven't even visited that thread yet. I basically poked into Ravelry like long enough to be like, I'm here, and leave.
I posted it there, and we have already had at least one of our group members do the hats. I think it's a very important. It's for shaken baby syndrome, and we're making purple hats. Purple baby
by the
hats.
way, I got floated to OB the other night, and it was very cute to see all the little knitted hats in there. Several of them were too big for the baby's head; they kept coming off. But people in our hospital, people in our area, donate hats to the hospital, baby hats, and that's where they end up. There's like 2 to each crib.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
And it's very cute. The little girl sort of just kept coming off of her head because
she was too little.
She was too little for it. And one of the hats was like a super fuzzy one.
Well, this is the pattern. I just got it today. This is the pattern. And the neat thing about this is that it has sizes from baby to adult. So if I wanted to make for the homeless, for men, or for women, or older children, this pattern does it all.
All purpose.
Now, this is the first time I made the pattern, so I don't know anything about how hard or how easy, but it seems to be fairly self-explanatory. This is how far I've gotten. It's purple because the color is purple. Like the Alzheimer's, it is for shaking baby syndrome as well. Speaking of the Alzheimer's, I did hear from Anastasia, and they made, at last count, they made $800.
Shoot!
So thank you very much for all your support.
Yay!
And all your getting the word out. You guys are just fantastic. Thank you very much. I know Anastasia appreciates all your hard work, so thank you. $800, and that's just us. That's just not our group, but the knitting and crocheting
That
community.
is amazing.
So, yeah, that's awesome. I'm really excited about that. Thank you very much. I don't know if it's completely finished. I heard from her about 4 or 5 days ago, I think, and it was still going for a few more days, but it might be done by now. Anyway, back to this. Sorry, sidetracked easily.
Squirrel!
And it really isn't this color. I mean, my shirt is blue. This is lavender.
That should be the name of the podcast.
Squirrel! Squirrel! Bye-bye.
No, not butterfly.
We saw a yellow finch outside.
Talking about squirrel.
Sorry. They're so cute. Amy will understand. Amy from Knitting in Circles will understand.
Yes, it's very beautiful.
Yes, a very little.
But that was totally a squirrel moment.
Yes, but we had that, and we had 8 blue jays all crowded around our bird feeder. 8 of them. I mean, all males crowded around our bird feeder. It was really cool. Anyway, I'm making a 6 to 12 month.
What does this have to do with birds?
Absolutely nothing. This is a 3 to 12 month hat that I'm making, and I'm using
So it'll
worsted.
take you 3 to 12 months?
Yes.
That
Making
really
it with worsted
fast.
yarn. This pattern can be done with DK or light worsted. I've got a little bit of a heavier worsted yarn, kind of a mid-range, and I am using the G hook, so we'll see how big it turns out. If I think it's too big, next time I'll make the 0 to 3, but I think 3 to 12 is pretty safe. She's so grown up.
So it's the person who's making faces.
Are you going to move on?
What?
You have another whip?
No whippies.
Oh, this also will be a stash enhancement, so I will get this one out of the way. This Crochet Basics beanie. Okay.
So that leads on to bows.
On the bookshelf.
Oh.
That's bows.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, do we have any hooks? That was what we just did.
That's what we just did.
We're still learning. We're learning with you. FOs. Well, this is going to go first.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, I have a lot of FOs.
And by FO, yeah, things that are on the bookshelf.
The bookshelf, yes, on the bookshelf. My first one.
Not of those on the bookshelf. There we go.
Yeah, those on the bookshelf.
We're still getting used to it.
Yeah. This is more than one pattern. these are
various and sundry.
Yeah, these are several.
Come on, let's pull a knit a little here.
I haven't got nearly as many as
Come on, pull knit a little.
One.
Wait, like two. Wait, she's like 1 hat. How does that?
One hat. Three hats, Shakira.
Yeah.
Two hats. Three hats.
Three hats.
Four hats. Five hats. 5 hats. This one, as you can tell, is a little big. I made this exactly as the pattern called for.
It's more of an adult hat.
I think this is more like a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old with maybe a little girl with a ponytail or something. This hat is from the where's my notes? From the Blue and Ivory Striped Hat Pattern by Candy Jensen in the Leisure Arts book Crochet in the Day for Babies. And the pattern's not difficult. It calls for an eye hook with worsted weight yarn. So it's a little bit big for a baby. So I did this one, and then I said, well, let me try going down to a G-hook.
They're going to see this in the nail and be like, what baby does she think this is going to fit?
This one was in a G-hook. Now, I made some modifications to this one besides being a G-hook. There's a row in the back loops. I don't know if you can see right up here. There's a row of back loop only. And then down here, I did 3 rows of a twisted stitch, a front and back post double crochet, I think it was. So I changed the pattern a little bit, but this is essentially this pattern, just a couple of size hooks down. Okay, it's basically the same yarn and everything. This pattern was the first one I did, and I've never done hats before, so this was a new thing for me. This is Bev's Newborn Roundy Hats. I think that's this one. Bev's Newborn Roundy Hats, and she had several different kinds, and this one had a little flower on it. It's not focusing very well on the flower, but that might be a good thing.
We'll stop moving it for a second.
Focus, focus, focus. There you go. And that might fit a little baby just fine, that one. Now this one I did, this is from Teresa's 10-minute preemie hat, and it really does go pretty fast. It's tiny. I mean, it's absolutely tiny.
I love it.
It's adorable. This one I made some modifications. It's the same pattern. I think I did an extra row of increases and added some length, so it's a little bit bigger. It's about the same size as my other modified hat. Okay, and then of course I have this one. So I'm going to be sending these, I think, to I think her name is Anna Love Sheets, her rab name. I have to contact her so I can send these to her when I'm finished. That's my first whip, and you say you don't. I mean, my first FO. You say you don't have any more? You don't have any FOs?
Nothing on the bookshelf.
Okay, nothing on the bookshelf. Okay. Excuse me. Yes.
Thanks.
Go ahead. That was Davina. She just wanted to make sure she could play on the computer until her dad came home. This is my FO. I finished my sweater, my Lady Blue.
Yes.
The eyelet yoke cardigan pattern by Linda Perman. I finished it. It has buttons and everything.
Let me get this out of the way.
So I'm going to need to help you. I finished my sweater, my first ever
now
sweater.
Now it's too warm for her to wear this back here for long, but
yeah, I will put it on and button it up so you can see. I didn't even have to lengthen the sleeves. I think I should have made this in the extra small, but it's just fine. It's just a little bit less fitted, and we had to adjust the button placement a little bit. It has a very small button band.
Yes, it does.
So
it's ridiculous. I don't know how they expect you to fit buttons on there.
And I'm actually buttoning in a stitch as opposed to the actual buttonholes because the stitch, I got the right size buttons, but it didn't stretch enough for me to get the button in. And even after me adding a chain stitch, which I found that other people had added as well, they had added. But
So she's using the crab stitch to button.
So this is, I don't know if you can tell. Can I see it?
Go ahead and stand up.
So this is my sweater.
Yep, it's her. I'm sorry, hiccups. Her first sweater.
So you can see it's got the detailing on the top.
She is going to be washing this as soon as we're done.
I do not want to wash it.
It will make it so much softer, Mom. It did wonders for my red one.
My wash. It's my sweater. And we purposely made it a little asymmetrical. It helped it to do what it was supposed to do because it is a little big on me in order for it not to pucker. We purposely made it looks a little bit Asian almost, you know, the style that you sometimes see, Indian or Asian or whatever.
Asian, more like.
But I really like it. It's very, very warm. And I'm really happy. Like I said, I didn't have to lengthen the sleeves at all. I think the only thing I did was I added 2 rows of ribbing of the alternating front and back post crochet on each cuff, and that was it.
And you can't see quite how beautiful the color is on the screen.
It's a very nice
I mean, I'm looking
blue.
here, it actually glistens. Look at that one. You
It
can
does
see
have some subtle. And this is. I think I made this sweater for. I ended up using out of 9 balls of yarn. I ended up using I think 5 1/3 or something like that.
I used about 4 1/3.
So I used this cost me about $20.
Yeah, because this one cost me about. Well, I got one for free.
Yeah, so did I.
This was about 12.
Yeah, if I got one for free, mine cost about 12 as well. And so,
how was yours cost the same? Because I only did one. I did one about less.
but I took off my free. I did. Well, I guess probably mine technically cost 12 plus 1/3 of. It cost 13 because I didn't use that much of the.
Yeah, and 12 was the rounding up for me because I was like 11.
Right.
Because I have to be. I had to cost less. I used less yarn than you.
Yes.
I mean, I shortened my sweater. Oh, careful, Mom. Did I hurt your shoulder?
Yeah, my shoulder's a little cranky. But I was really excited about it because this is my first ever sweater. I've attempted sweaters in the past. Well, one other sweater in the past. And look, it even folds. It folds and it looks like a sweater when it's folded. See?
So it's done in time for her retreat.
I'm so sweet. Okay. So that's my big
very first sweater.
Very first. Now this one, you said something to show it, right? I mean,
yes, this is rough draft, where we have things that are don't have ends woven in, haven't been blocked, that kind of thing, but they're finished.
Mm-hmm.
If you've been following me on Instagram, Plurk, Facebook, you will know that the reason I haven't been, or even if you've been watching the podcast lately, hey, I have a curl on my forehead.
And when you were good, you were very, very good. When you were bad, you were horrid.
Okay, there we go. Curl's gone.
Does that mean you can be good now?
No, it just means it's more of a mystery of what I'm going to be. So, if you've been following me on any of the different social media things, I've been working gangbusters on the Vivian pattern by Assaulted Teague, the project I call Legolas.
It was funny. I was trying to look today to see how you progressed last night on yours, and I'm looking up Vivian. I kept going right past Legolas.
Because I don't call it the Legolas.
Yeah.
I call it the Vivian pattern. I really should probably change the name because I don't refer to it by the project name. But I knit to size 36 using US 9 Knit Picks interchangeable circulars and Stonehenge fiber milled shepherd's wool in the blue spruce colorway. I started this project on April 26th, 2012.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working this project on and off for about a year and a half.
Yeah, just about 1 month shy. 2 months shy.
There were great periods of time where I wasn't working on it at all. I started this as a new knitter. I looked at the pattern and fell in love. And I wasn't.
And her brain went, ding!
And I wasn't yet knowledgeable enough. To use some context, my very first knitted project I completed was a sweater. It was a stockinette sweater, but it was a sweater. So I was in the mindset of, well, that worked for me. I didn't start with the simple dishcloth. Not to say that dishcloths aren't awesome.
Well, some of them can be complex.
Right, exactly. But I didn't start with the typical.
That's what you want, typical.
I didn't start with the typical dishcloth scarf baby blankets. I didn't work my way up the normal,
Because,
whatever.
she doesn't ever want to take baby steps. She wants to run. When she first learned to talk, when her sister was talking for her all the time, she didn't start with Mommy and Daddy. She said, Mommy, open the door.
So.
No, Mom and Daddy. No, Mommy, open the door. That's her.
So that's my first knit project was a sweater. So I just think, well, if I want to work something, I'll be that much more likely to work it, regardless of how hard it is.
And there's something to be said for that.
Well, as evidenced by the fact that even though it took me a year and a half, I completed this pattern. So this is Yosala T's legless.
Vivian.
Vivian, the project's called legless.
And your name is Franciscan Gypsy, also known as Talia.
The sweater's amazing. I'm going to show it to you in a bit, but I do have several complaints about the way the pattern's written. I think that there are there are several errors within the pattern, things that are not clear, that if she had just taken the time to explain it, it would have helped so I didn't have to think back or didn't have confusion. And there's actually a point in even the updated chart where the chart is wrong. The thing on the chart doesn't match anything on the key. So there's a few things that, for that complicated of a pattern, I would have preferred to have everything be correct. Because it's a very complicated pattern. It's such a pain to tear back, especially since sometimes you don't realize it until several rows up. And then you had to make the choice of, is this a big enough deal to me where I need to tear back? Is this something I can drop down and fix? Or is it something I can live with? I will say, however, though, that her shoulder shaping is phenomenal. I have never seen shoulder shaped that way. And even when it was sitting there being knit, I could see the shoulder forming, almost as if it was sitting on a person. Amazing. I am so impressed. It was like working short rows without wrapping and turning. It was amazing. So, now
was it amazing?
So it was amazing, is what I said.
That's what I said.
So, now you will get to see the sweater itself. Ends are not woven in.
This
zipper has not been added. I will be adding the zipper and weaving in ends.
You have got to see this. This is absolutely amazing.
I'm not sure if the cables will pick up very well in this lighting.
I don't know. It's kind of bad lighting here. Do you have it on the right way? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, hold on. I need to stand up and put it on.
This fits beautifully.
And you got to remember that the zipper has not been added.
And the ends are not woven in.
Yeah.
And it has not been blocked. Okay.
So.
But it is essentially a finished object. Let's see.
So
you can see. Here's the detailing. Look at the detailing here. The cables here.
And it fits phenomenally because it actually calls for a bulky weight yarn, and I used a worsted based on advice that I was given.
And it looks gorgeous. You can see the detailing here along where the zipper's going to go, and here on either side. This is the seed stitch, right?
Yes, it's seed stitch.
Okay. Turn around. Look at that. I mean, all this seed stitch here, and then the cables are absolutely gorgeous.
And I'm going to come down so you can see the hood.
This is the hood here, and you can see it's all.
And I'm going to
you're going to have to wait. Get up a little bit. They can't see everything there. Okay, I want them to see. I want to have them see how it hangs first.
Okay.
So it hangs like this. There.
And then, actually, I can sit down for the hood.
Okay.
And I'm going to turn. There's detail. The detail comes from the sleeve, up the neck, up the hood, and all the way up to the top. And they actually have you Kitchener the hood. It's worked like a huge collar. And then at the very end, you Kitchener it. So I am very, very pleased with how this turned out. And I mean, I know that if I look farther down, I can find cables that were flipped the wrong way at locations. And I mean, here along the sleeve, I did a detail where this is where I discovered that chart was wrong. So the detail,
See it very well.
The detail right here is a little different than what it should be, but I matched it on this side, so that way it was the same mistake. So now it's a design detail. The first sweater I've ever had where I don't have to adjust for the sleeves. I know people complain about the sleeve length. I adore it. This is the best sleeve length ever. It makes me think of like the princess sleeve length.
Yes, I love that.
This is my favorite sleeve length. I love it. I am going to be wearing this to my cable class. And just sort of walk in there and be like, well, I'm ready to learn about cables and, oh, this thing. Yeah, I met this.
Blow hard. Show off. Make you teach the class.
No, they won't.
Make you teach the class.
No, they won't. A year and a half in the making. I am so
She
thrilled.
did, and she was working really hard on it. I mean,
This is what I did all vacation.
The reason that we're podcasting so late, so she could get the last finishing touches, so she could do it as a, what are we calling it again?
Doing it as a rough draft.
A rough draft. Something that all it has to do is be blocked and put the zipper in and things like that.
But yeah, there's like cables underneath the arm. Like there's not a spot on this sweater that doesn't have some sort of detail. There's no stockinette in this. It's all seed stitch and some sort of cabling. I love the cable details on the shoulders. And as awkward as it sounds, I love the cable detailing along here.
Along the front of the bodice and stuff like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
And it has the same detail back here for shaping the hips. So
very nice.
Absolutely love. I mean, it's perfectly fine even without zipping it, but I'm going to add the zipper.
Yeah, I think the zipper would be great. Oh, you could even wear that with a shawl pin. It would be gorgeous.
Yeah, I love it.
It's absolutely beautiful.
But it's a little warm in here, so I'm going to take it off.
We spent today and yesterday and the day before really rushing so we could finish this before.
Oh yeah, I have basically since Thursday, I have done nothing but eat, sleep, and knit on this sweater.
My husband looked in on us one day. He said, "Why don't you work on your stuff because you want to try to finish it? Don't rush, just do it." He looked in on us about 4 hours later. He said, "You still doing that?" I said, "Yeah, we're trying to finish this."
So I've been working. If I did this for anything else, like for a job, this would be considered slave labor because there was not a waking moment where I was not working on this except when I was eating.
My hands hurt at the end of the day.
Well, yesterday I walked in the bathroom. I took a look at my hands. I was like, my hands are green. My fingertips are turned green from working with this yarn so much.
See, I didn't have that problem. Mine didn't bleed like that.
Green seems to bleed a lot more because the last time I had yarn come off my hand was for the shawl I made that Michelle gifted me, and we better make sure we
yeah, because we knit a little.
But that bled on my hands a lot. But this was just from working on it so much. I mean, you have something in your hands for that much time.
Now mine didn't bleed. The blue didn't bleed.
I haven't found acrylic to bleed.
But because of the hook size, it was an F hook I think I was using. My knuckles sort of crossed my knuckles, and I would wake up or go to bed and they would be sore. They're still a little sore, but
the things we do for art.
I have a sweater.
I know.
We have sweaters. We have sweaters.
This is my third sweater I finished this year because I did the Ho Aloha at the beginning of the year. I finished my red sweater, that was my original goal, was to just finish this red sweater by retreat. Then it started going, oh, I could finish the Vivian by retreat. I could finish the Vivian by the Shenandoah Fiber Festival.
Yes. Yeah, it better be cool or not. We're going to be carrying our sweaters with us.
Oh yeah. So if you're looking for me at the Shenandoah Fiber Festival, I am wearing my Vivian.
Yeah. Or carrying it or something.
Yes.
Because if it gets too hot, you really can't wear it.
Yes. But the Vivian will be out there, and we will be
carrying hand knits and hand crocheteds. Because mine are very heavy too. I don't know about. I may have to carry it, but we'll be wearing.
I think your sweater's a lot heavier than mine.
Nicole, scarves, etc. When you come, make sure you have your Podiversary
Even
project.
if you don't wear it.
Yeah.
While you're walking around.
Because we want to have a picture of us all together.
Hang on, I'm going to take care of that light. It's hitting us weird.
Because we want to take a picture of all the people that are there. I don't know how many of us are going to be there with the Podiversary stuff, but even if it's just the three of us.
And if Kim's there, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, if Kim's
there. I
there.
think she is there.
Well, I know she said her yarn was going to be there.
I think she is there because I remember talking to her about the fact that we wanted to get a picture together.
Yeah. So we'd like to get
everybody for the Podiversary meetup. We don't know where that's going to be at yet.
Well, Katie Bell will tell us. Katie Bell, right?
I haven't been on the. I've been on Ravelry for the grand.
I think it's Katie Bell.
5 seconds in the past week.
I think it's Katie Bell who's been handling all that. But
but yeah, guys, that's why I have not been active, and I need to stop shaking the table. That's why I have not been active anywhere on Ravelry. I've been working on that sweater. That has been my life.
That's why she's been just really difficult to talk to. She's like, oh, exactly like that. Oh,
Hopefully not with that expression.
exactly that expression.
Oh.
We go, there they are.
That would have gotten you poked with knitting. But, yeah, if we find out where it's going to be at by the next podcast, we will let you know.
Oh, keep an eye on the Shenandoah Fiber Festival RAV group.
Yes.
There is a group that they are keeping everybody appraised of the classes.
And it needs to be cold.
Yes. Well, not frigid, because we want people to see it. It
True.
needs to be cold enough.
Cold enough to wear sweaters.
Yes. Sweaters and shawls and all that neat kind of stuff.
Yes. Because we want to wear hand knits.
Yes. And hand crocheted.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, it's all included in hand knits.
Yes. Hand crocheted.
I fiber.
Yes. Fiber. Okay.
Okay.
We are moving on to.
I just sort of threw my shirt over the ground.
Yeah. Okay. Writer's block. Nothing.
I haven't.
Oh, prompts. I do
Yes.
have. Okay, the plumeria frill, which I originally had as a prompt, I've already started. There's a hat, and this goes into my stash and enhancements as well. I'm really in a hat mood for some reason, and I wanted a hat to go with my sweater.
Now, to preface this, it was my idea first.
Yes, it was. But I said to her, I had leftover yarn.
Mm-hmm. And then it seemed like a really good idea.
It seemed like a really good idea.
And it is.
Honestly, the hat that I originally wanted was one like she'll show you later for her what she wants to do. But this one seemed to be more my style. I mean, I like the other one too. It is my style, but this seems to go with my sweater more. And it's called the Elegant Hat by Kim Guzman. It's a free pattern.
And it will go really well with the sweater she has. Because with the silver buttons, it's classy.
Yeah, I'm trying to, there.
Wow, it's really, there we go.
There we go. That's the hat. Okay. And it says it's for worsted, but with my gauge, I do have the worsted blue, but with my gauge, I may have to do it in the sport, so I have that as well. And I think it'll look really nice with my sweater, so I'm going to try and do that.
You'll probably want to do gauge swatch tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah. Probably tomorrow. I want to
Yeah.
get a little more on your on the other projects I have
Mm-hmm.
going. Now the other I'm going to kind of combine.
I'm sorry, that thing's so ugly.
You should not say that. This is the person I was talking about when I was talking about the toy along. We should get her involved.
Yeah. Ugly doesn't always mean not cute.
It's just cute. I'll show you in a second. This is another prompt next on the hooks and
Maybe you
needles.
can call it Tiernan?
That's
tie her.
perfect.
Tie her.
That's perfect.
Call it tie her.
That's perfect. Tie her.
It's a reference to a character in the book Wolf Hunt, and they keep calling him ugly and frog face, but he's the nicest guy.
And just by reading, you don't see him that way. You see him as just kind of like the hidden prince within the frog. You know, you kiss the frog, he becomes a prince. But anyway, this.
And he actually kind of takes it away from the hero, I think.
Yeah.
He's my favorite character.
He's mine too.
So that should be tie her.
Yes. This is by Tea Boutique Critters. They're having a cow starting, I think, October 9th. I think that's what she said. I got a personal invitation because I was new to the group. But anyway, anyone who is a part of her group who is doing this can also enter their stuff, their toys, into our toy along. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it will be both ways. If she watches us, I think she does. If she does, please let us know. But this is the one I want to do. It's called Stomp the Gumball Dragon.
And he'll become Tiger.
And he will become Tiger.
What do you think Tiger's colors are, Mom?
I don't know. I have to think about it. They keep calling him a froggy face. It might be green.
Might have to be, yeah.
But this is a gumball dragon. She has some really cute patterns. Some of them are cute because you're going like, oh my gosh. And some of them are cute because they're just adorable. Check her out. She has her own Ravelry group, and she has all these toys. And the Gumball Dragon series, they're all round because they're gumballs, but they're really adorable. I had to look at them twice. I'm like, what is she doing? And they're like, oh, that's cute. So this will be one of the new ones on the hooks and needles.
And you have to make him look just the way, kind of like he does there, where he does look, kind of. Because you can't see, because my color printer right now doesn't have ink in it, but he's got a tongue here, and this is a tooth, and then you've got the eyes different sizes, and this is variegated. I don't know if I'll do that.
and this is
because he has to have that kind of weirdy, uglyish kind of look because otherwise he won't be tie her.
he's just adorable. He really, really is. I was like, who can I give this to? And now I'm looking at him like, I don't know if I want to give him to anybody.
Well, especially if he takes on tie her's name.
Yes. So that's another of my next hooks and needles. The other ones are, like Cliff the Brontosaurus, anything else that might take my fancy. I already showed you the other hat and the plumeria frill, so that's basically what I want to do.
So my prompts, my prompts kind of melds into what I'm bringing with me to work on for retreat.
Yes.
Before I go into the prompts, I'm going to start. I plan on bringing my crocheting socks with me. I figured that's a nice, easy car project, listening to talks, because there's going to be a lot of talks. I can't sit through a talk without something in my hands, or I will be out like a light. And the people who sit behind us will be making fun of me the entire time. Tony. Lisa's too mature. Tony will be making fun of me the entire time.
Lisa's too sweet.
Tony will be making fun of me the entire time. Anyway.
We love Tony and Lisa. They're very sweet.
Yes, they are. And they better be sitting behind us as they always do, because I will be very miffed with them if they don't. So I'll bring the crocheting socks with me. I will bring Disco Nights, which is a Torlino pattern by Valentina Coschiani. That'll be with me. I'll be bringing the Potiversary sweater with me. So my 3 sock weight projects. And then I plan on starting 2 more projects. Because obviously I can't have too many projects.
Right. And it's not like we don't have things on hooks and needles already, right?
No, of course. Well, I don't want to bring anything where I alternate skeins.
Right. Well, I think I'm going to bring also Davina's Senna, maybe.
Mm-hmm. But I plan. Why did I bring the sock?
I do not know.
I don't know why I did that. I think because it was there. I plan on starting, and this was where Mom got her idea from. I started thinking about it. I think because Mel Ski.
Yeah. Oh, she looks so nice in hats.
Yes, she does. From the Single-Handed Knits podcast, she knit a hat to match one of her sweaters.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat there, I was like, oh, that's a good idea. And I started thinking, I would like a hat to match my Vivian. So I used this I picked up some extra yarn because I was afraid I wouldn't have enough yarn to finish the hood. And I did need one of the extra skeins.
Oh, good.
I ended up using all of it, so I will definitely have enough for this. But I had gotten a couple of extra skeins because I was terrified that I would not be able to finish the sweater. After putting all this work into it, I would run short. So I'd alternated skeins at about the shoulder area, about here. Alternated skeins for a bit, and then I completely switched over to the new color for the rest of it. When I started doing the shoulder separations to make it the shaping. But since I have yarn left over from that, I'm going to be making a matching hat. Nothing nearly as complicated. This is a free pattern, and they describe it as being by the Red Heart design team. So there's no one person who takes credit for it. And it's the Cable Chapeau. It's a free pattern. Like I said, I'm using the Blue Spruce colorway in shepherd's wool. And I was lucky enough, they said that you need like a whipped cream container for the brim of the hat to stick in there so it's nice and firm. We had a whipped cream container that was half full. I finished up the whipped cream, and I have the brim of my hat. It's actually in my bag here. But I don't have to worry about turning the pattern because it's free. That's what I want to make. It has the cables on there, so it'll be matchy-matchy in that way.
It's a beautiful, beautiful
And
hat.
it's totally my style. I need to decide on the buttons, though. It says the buttons need to be about 1 inch in diameter. And here's my button box. It's a fish tackle box. I was wondering if these might be good.
It might work. Kind of plain.
That's what I was thinking, too.
I mean, what about, do you have something like this? That's bigger? That might not work either.
I don't think that
is that the same?
That's the same.
Maybe that works.
What do you think?
Up against it might work. That might work.
I'm not sure if
Maybe
I want
the cherry red one.
the cherry red. I think it's too small. I think.
But let me see the color. No.
No.
Now, something like this that's whimsical, I mean, this is too small, but
You know, that's right. Something
that would be really
would actually
cute.
be kind of cute.
That would be cute.
And here's the whimsical.
No, it had to be a lot bigger than that.
Yeah, I had to go with something I already have.
Oh my goodness.
That's huge, and more than an inch in diameter.
Yeah, it is.
Now I was wondering. Now this is about a sweater, so we're gonna be ashamed to break it up, but that might go really.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
It gets lost.
Um.
That's not too bad.
And this might be about an inch in diameter.
I still think you should go with something whimsical, like the hearts. I think that's cute.
Well, I might just, because it's not really making a if I just not do a buttonhole on there, and instead do the heart, just sew it on,
yeah,
that might be fine.
Well, you know, you could almost, is there another one there?
They're none of them match.
I know, it doesn't have to. But if you did something like a diagonal, like one here, like that.
Nah, I really think it just wanted to be better. But I think you might be right. I think the whimsical might be more fun.
It needs to be bigger, though.
Well,
because it'll get lost.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to wait. Well, I guess I had time. I'm not going to finish the hat, right?
No.
Oh, I can look on at the Fiber Festival.
Yeah, because there's going to be buttons.
I want to look for buttons anyway, because I always am trying to fill up my button box.
Speaking of buttons, do you know how many buttons I had to do for my sweater? 10 buttons up and down.
I should count sometime how many were on my blue crocheted sweater.
Yours must have had at least 12. At least. Maybe 15 or 16.
Because I was dumb and I lengthened the sweater because I thought at the time that I really liked long sweaters.
Well, didn't you also double-breast it?
It was supposed to be double-breasted.
Yeah.
It was double-breasted, and then I lengthened it, so I added buttonholes. But anyhow, okay. I'll be swatching for this and casting that on either tonight or tomorrow night, depending on when I finish the putting the zipper in. And then, last but not least, I want to start Ginny's Cardigan by Mary Chiba, and you've seen this. It's on the cover of Harry Potter's Knits. That sweater. But I'm not going to do the color that they suggest. Let me come up with another picture of it. They're doing a blue.
I like that.
Well, they have some really pretty patterns in here. I'm not a Harry Potter fan, but I love some of these patterns. Look at the stained glass.
That is gorgeous. That would be a lot of work.
Yes, it would. But they have some gorgeous patterns in here. I'm trying to find the pattern page.
Now, when she's looking that up, I wanted to say one other thing that I might start, and this Snooks gave me some encouragement a while back for this, and Ty has always helped me to try new things. Mel Ski from Single Handed Knits has a new sweater pattern out. I don't know if it's available just yet, but it has like a sweater kit and everything. She said it's beginner friendly. It's a top-down pullover, and it looks like it's fairly lightweight, and it is gorgeous. You should check out, if you don't already see her podcast, check it out. On her latest podcast, she talks about it.
Mom's trying to talk me into us knitting it together.
Yeah,
I haven't seen the pattern yet, so.
I really like it. It's got a little, I'm not sure if it's a cable type thing or what, a little design detail right here where you would put maybe buttons or zipper normally. And it's just beautiful. She used a gradient yarn for it, so what it was made for, although you can do it in any kind of yarn you want, obviously. But I would like to try it because she says beginner friendly. It is top down, which is what I like, at least at this point. I've never done a knitted sweater. Taya raves about the way she writes her patterns. I would like to give it a shot with that. So, yeah, that's one of the other things I might be casting on later.
Now, what I know I want to make that matching yarn. I
like that.
So this is the Ginny. The gloves are not part of the pattern. She just happens to be wearing it in that picture. And I think I might have to make those mitts in matching.
I really like those. I thought it was part of the sweater.
I did too at first. And there's the actual sweater. That's the back. Yeah, I might have to make those in matching yarn. And just, when I get cold, wear that over it. Because that's a really good idea. And there's the front. It's nice and plain, which is nice after doing the Vivian. The back detail a little bit more. It looks like it's simple and probably easy to memorize. And I like owls. So
I like owls. They're cute.
I'll be casting that on soon, doing the gauge swatch, all that. But the color I'm going to be working in is this.
kind of a burnt orange. It's coming a little darker than it is.
Yeah, it's
but
a gorgeous orange. I am not an orange person. I am a red person, although I have a tendency to like the flame colors. I've always claimed I dislike orange. I adore this shade. I saw it in Hobby Lobby, and I could not walk away.
It was so funny to watch her.
Like, I tried to talk myself out of it because I'm like, I'm going to a fiber festival.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't.
I
She
don't.
Mine. Bah, 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 bah.
I don't need more yarn, and I was like, but it's only like $30
Oh, one skein of yarn
for everything. For almost a sweater.
You must be
basically
Pacific.
a sweater's worth.
You must be Pacific.
And it's soft secret bittersweet yarn bead, so it's very soft. And it's this gorgeous orange that makes me drool every time I look at it. I adore it. It's called Bittersweet. So I will be casting this on. And the nice thing is I won't have to alternate skeins with this, which is really the big thing that I want.
Although it's funny, my husband and I were looking. I bought some yarn, and this goes kind of into enhancements. We were at Hobby Lobby, and my husband said, well, you know, we can pick up some yarn and stuff.
It's his fault. I wouldn't have looked at the yarn if it wasn't for him.
So I went, okay, I want to get more purple. I don't like purple that much, but the hats have to be purple for the Click for Babies.
You'd never guess you didn't like purple that much.
So I picked up, what was I going to go with this? Well, anyway, I picked up the lavender, and I picked up
Ooh, we're over an hour. We better start wrapping it up.
this purple. Ooh, are we at an hour? Last time I looked, it was, ooh, sorry. And this, which is not quite a lavender. That's what I picked up. All right, we need to move along. I'm sorry.
Oh my, I just didn't realize
We were blathering.
how late we got.
Okay.
So I'm really sorry.
Yeah. Well, we're going on retreat, so yeah.
I don't think it really forgives us.
No. Okay.
And retreat might take long. And the one that's really going to take long is the Fiber Festival.
Festival. Yeah. I'm sorry. I won't show you my
Oh,
magazine.
I'm also bringing my spinning with me, which I did.
The only thing I didn't get to was the magazine. I'll just give you a quick glimpse of it, but I won't go over it till next time.
And just so you know, your scissors fell out.
Okay? I will show that to you later.
Scissors.
Oh, okay, thanks. I guess we should say
Adieu.
arrivederci, adieu, au revoir, adios, all that kind of stuff.
And don't forget to guess the song at the beginning.
Yes, and please think about what you want to do for the toy along. And God bless, happy knitting and crocheting. This is episode 67 of Pin, Hook, and Needles. That's a wrap.